What is up, everybody, and good evening or good morning to wherever you are in the world. Who remembers this meme right here? He will not divide us. Which is basically a performance art created by Shia LeBeouf, basically highlighting that the Trump administration will not divide the American people. And I'm on the He Will Not Divide Us website right now. And as you see, he put the dates. He said, pretty much like it ended on when Joe Biden became president. But the thing is, like, the "He Will Not Divide Us" meme didn't become as mainstream as "Let's Go Brandon" did. Basically, like, this meme got trolled a lot in 2017, and like I look at it now, it's like it's been 5 years. It's like, wow, time has really flown by fast. So you see, there's Shia LaBeouf there with his dreads, and basically, it was supposed this performance art was supposed to last for the Trump administration until the Biden administration came in on January 20th of 2021, but it only lasted for a month because it kept on getting trolled by 4chan trolls. And then they moved it to the El Rey Theater in Albuquerque, New Mexico. And then trolls invaded that too. And then they tried to move the flag around the world. They even moved the flag to somewhere in This was the in March 2017. It was in an undisclosed location. Found out by 4chan that somewhere in Tennessee. And then they moved it to Liverpool, and 4chan trolls found that over there too. It shows you weaponized autism is a real thing. And they moved it around again to the Unique, not this France, where 4chan trolls once again found that. And then they moved that the next year to Poland, where 4chan trolls found that too. And then they kept the flag in France until Joe Biden became president. But yeah, as you see, like they kept moving the flag and the performance art around the world because 4chan trolls kept on finding out where the flag is. Like, let me show you how 4chan found He Will Not Divide Us flag. It's one of the classic online memes, so I'm gonna play this video. Or should I play Joe Rogan? Yeah, let's play Joe Rogan. Let's get Joe Rogan's take on He Will Not Divide Us. Or capture the flag. Let's see. Yeah, let's go to internet historian or Joe Rogan. All right, let's go to Joe Rogan's take on 4chan trolling Shia LaBeouf. I don't know. How do you guys feel about the "He Will Not Divide Us" art, performance art, or how do you feel about the whole meme?
My name is Josh, and I've been a Forward member for 5 months. Before Forward, I was
ads. Come on. Yeah, oh yeah, that's gonna mess my ad revenue. Bad idea. The triggering of Shia. No. I'm gonna go to this one. Nev's Tech Bits. I'm gonna show you. I'm gonna show you a brief synopsis of the whole 4chan trolls finding out how Shia LaBeouf hid it, where Shia LaBeouf hid the he will not divide us flag. This is just classic right here. And this will highlight you that 4chan has better investigative abilities than our intelligence networks. They basically do at this point. If you're familiar, I'm going to let this video play out for a little bit. But yeah, let's check this out.
Elbow's been making videos, live streaming videos from all over the place. He will not divide us, where he wants people to come by and be recorded on video saying he will not divide us. Now, Many of you might have known that he got moved from place to place because of violent outbursts or white supremacists coming onto location. And then I think Amarillo was the last place he was. Anyways, they decided that they were going to take the camera to a different location altogether. A remote place where they were going to put up a flag that said...
Right when I made the video, Ref Control pops up.
Indefinitely. Now, this became the most the highest stakes game of capture the flag that 4chan decided to ever partake in. They would collect their information. They would collect all the information available to figure out where this flag was to troll them. Shia LeBeouf had thrown the gauntlet down. Those crazy bastards, they used everything to find this flag. They figured out which way the wind was blowing, when the sun was setting, which way the stars were, what times airplanes were over top of it. Anyways, they pulled all of this information together.
Weaponized autism, folks.
And they found the location. At the very end, they got one person to drive around and honk his horn just to be absolutely sure. And they found it. As you can see here, there is no flag. As you can see here, user poll... He Will Not Divide Us has a beautiful new flag, the greatest Annan who ever lived, and nothing of value was lost. Here's the flag going down, and a pair of underwear going up. 4chan has won the greatest game of Capture the Flag ever.
This
just shows you what a bunch of unemployed people can do when they get all of their... power together. What's even crazier is this was in the middle of nowhere. Here's a picture of where it was. That's where the flag was. They figured it out. I'm going to leave the link to this news thing here. But yeah, they figured out exactly where the sucker was. Anyways.
Weaponized autism, folks. When you got plenty of time and nothing to do, you're going to find out, you're going to figure something out. They found out where that flag was just by... looking at the wind patterns, looking at the GPS, finding the social media where Shia LeBeouf was at the moment. They hunted this dude down, man. It was one of the funniest memes ever. It really is. Walking Divided. Here is a clip from the live stream. They even got Shia LeBeouf arrested because he attacked one of the people who was at the He Will Not Divide Us protest, who was on his side. That's the funniest thing about this. Like, 4chan trolls triggered Shia LeBeouf so badly, like he started attacking his own side.
He will not divide us. 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 He will not divide us.
Doesn't it sound like something the Colt say? They got David Smith too. And you see, it was supposed to last during the race of the Trump presidency. The new government wants to... I mean, that sounds pretty similar to the Biden administration right now, basically with the whole, like, pandemic of them vaccinated and all that, and the vaccine mandates. He's done a pretty good job dividing us, too. So, I mean, to be fair, like, it's just our media and government in general wanting to break us and split us into groups. I keep it real about that, but yeah, I can't. This thing doesn't want to play out. But yeah, as you see, like that camera was really supposed to be in New York. They're really supposed to just have anti-Trump protesters shouting, "He will not divide us. He will not divide us," throughout the duration of his presidency, but 4chan trolls kept on interrupting it the whole time.
The new government wants to break us and set us into groups.
One of the oldest tricks.
Yeah, they got more Russian trolls showing up.
If we are united, then it creates a barrier. Being here really has helped me.
I think it's beautiful. You know, it stopped me in my tracks. I was driving in my car. I saw the words on the wall. I saw the group, and I said, this looks like a group of people that I can identify with.
It gave me a space to move my voice. He will not divide us. And it's so true.
You can be positive, but you can also be a realist.
I have a feeling that a lot of people are going to try to really party themselves through the next 4 years.
We can apply pressure, and the only way we can do that is by staying together and not letting the tribalism and the xenophobia and the nationalism divide us.
Try his best it's possible to keep officials on the local and federal level accountable for their actions.
Don't be afraid to tell people.
And these people are deadly silent right now about the current Biden administration. So it was basically a one-way bias for these urban intellectuals. Mostly wrong. As you see, most of these folks were hipsters.
So easy to do, write letters, make phone calls.
And I really can't stand people like her. People like her are really big prominent politics today. You know what I'm saying? People that act like they have all the answers, think they know it all, but don't know jack crap outside of their bubble. I can't stand people like her.
Our only hope.
And then they use the most wokest language. Folks like him,
to band together, no matter what your color, race, creed, economic situation, and show power in numbers.
And when people have those tools and knowledge, that's when you know for.
And let's see the other side of He Will Not Divide Us with the 4chan trolls and Brittany Venti. This is funny. She's gonna do it like an autistic yell scream. The triggering of Shia LeBeouf. And I recommend watching this great video by the internet historian that got over 10 million views. And then Asmongold made a reaction that got himself like almost 500,000 views. And then let's see, Brittany Venti, like a famous infamous internet troll, or let's see, Shia LeBeouf's battle with 4chan. Which one do I want to see? Oh yeah, let's see this. Brittany Venti just screaming. This is hilarious. Oh man, I love this. This is such a trash fire. Come on, let's play Brittany Venti. I'll let this load for a little bit. So how do you guys feel about the whole He Will Not Divide Us trash fire? Let me know in the comments. And follow my Patreon too, because YouTube, I'm not really getting much ad revenue from YouTube, and I really need the help. So yeah, I mean, yeah, man. Like I'm making this great content for y'all, so like help me out on Patreon sometime. Like $1 will really help me a lot. You know, it'll help like young, hungry content creators like me looking to make the best and entertaining and informative content possible for y'all on YouTube. I mean, because to be real with y'all, like CNN and MSNBC and Fox News is taking over the algorithm of YouTube, and I'm providing like alternative media and like really fun and interesting information. So I mean, $1 on Patreon help out a lot, you know what I'm saying? But let's see it.
I try to learn from the past because I plan for the future by focusing exclusively on the present. That's where the fun is. Barack Obama 2016.
This is trolling.
Obama sinks Central Park's ice skating rink. 4 months for only $2.5 million after the city is built to. Under budget and ahead of schedule, Barack Obama.
Oh man, she completely trolled these people and they're not even realizing she's trolling them. That's the brilliance of this. And they keep sounding like a cult saying He Will Not Divide Us. Or is this wokeist? These people cringe.
Donald Trump failed to respect, unite, and support our allies, including the Jewish word for peace and unity is shadow.
Oh my god, man, she's completely trolling these people. They got to say the favorite. Chatelet is a song from an Italian disco group called Pepe, and she got these progressives to say Chatelet thinking it was a Jewish. Yes, these woke progressives are idiots.
Yo, shout out to the MBE sub. How to bomb. Limited edition. Oh, sorry about that.
let me see, like you got the MAGA trolls right here. Yeah, like I miss this part of MAGA, man, the trolley part. They don't even troll like this. I mean, MAGA doesn't even troll like this anymore, man. They became like total snowflakes now. It's like, yeah, they like became like total like, oh, I'm the lose. I mean, ever since Candace Owens got a hold of that movement, they just became like virtue signalers. Yeah, they try to out virtue signal the left, man. When I really miss this part of right, they used to just troll the left. They used to just make the left mad. I mean, the whole thing with the right back in 2016 to like around 2018 was basically about getting the liberals mad and recording it and making a video about like how triggered the left is. But yeah, they moved away from that sometime around like 2018, and yeah, they try to out virtue signal the left when they don't have the institution to do it. But yeah, check out this shouting match with. They're mislabeling this guy as a white nationalist, but he's really just a 4chan troll. Hey, fair use, YouTube. Oh, as you see, Shia LeBeouf getting all in his face. And he got arrested for attacking a fellow He Will Not Divide Us protester. As he got a bit violent with these 4chan trolls.
Bustin', trust him, trust me, trust we. God, bustin', trust him, trust me, trust we.
Yeah, I mean, I miss this part of MAGA, man. I mean, as soon as it got like that Q stuff showed up and Candace Owens, they just got cringe. This part of MAGA used to be fun. The 4chan part used to be fun, hilarious. Didn't give a damn who it offended. Oh man, I miss this MAGA, like man. This ain't the MAGA.
It's not like live streaming. Damn, I'm still screaming. Top of my lungs, I'm losing my voice.
Poor chat, bro. I'm traumatized. Oh, like this little Ben Shapiro looking like getting yelled at, get called a white. They really called this dude a white nationalist. This dude look like Ben Shapiro or something. They called a white nationalist. Man, come on. He just taught his child above the yelling. Child, I got like all of this dude's ear and stuff. Oh man, this is just a classic meme, man. But moving on from that, I want to highlight to y'all guys a base moderate called Michael Shellenberger, who wrote this book called San Fransicko, which basically exposes like the progressive homeless industrial complex. But yeah, let's read let's read why we're renting. Basically, I call him the base moderate. He's basically a moderate Democrat who basically calls out the left from a liberal centrist position. And I mean, how are you going to win the culture wars basically with the moderates, like folks like John McWhorter, Michael Shellenberger, and let's say Joe Manchin too, you know what I'm saying? Like the base moderate, you know what I'm saying? Like, I mean, it's going to be the base moderates because it's going to win the culture war because most Americans are moderates. They're not like far right or far left, but as you see here, like I'm going to read this out here. Over the last 30 years, liberals and progressives have operated under a very specific set of assumptions about how to address environmental and social problems, like he will not divide us, including climate change and climate. Climate change was the most important problem in the world, many came to believe, and would be addressed by moving away from fossil fuels and nuclear to renewables. Climate homelessness would be addressed by reducing the size of the criminal justice system. These guys it's utopian nonsense. Decriminalizing drugs and giving mentally ill, drug-addicted homeless people their own apartments and equipment which to reduce the harms of addiction like HIV/AIDS, which is being tried in San Francisco and LA, especially where I live in Hollywood. Today, those assumptions are in serious question. Progressive efforts to expand renewables and shut down nuclear plants and natural gas production created global energy shortages, a return to coal, and rising emissions, raising questions about the sincerity about their concern for climate change. I think they are, but the thing is, like, they see this stuff as more of a religion than the people who donated, who basically just see it as a smoke screen. He's going to mention later who's the big donors. In effort to provide housing, drug equipment, and other services without requiring anything in return from mentally ill and addicted homeless people, which was this is naive. Contributed to record high drug overdose and poison. I mean, the thing that's not pointed out is more people around my age died from fentanyl abuse than died from COVID. But that will never be talked about in the mainstream media because it goes against the narrative of big pharma, and it goes against like their narrative. I mean, because the thing is, like, yeah, I mean, I know CNN and MSNBC and like other mainstream millionaires are paid by big pharma. I know that, so but I can't really mention that because I lose my ad revenue. But yeah, let's go. Many, perhaps most progressives, still do not recognize the implications of real-world events for their policy agendas. Most progressives in the mainstream media still refuse to acknowledge the role their policies and advocacy played in creating the global energy crisis and return to coal, while Germany and Belgium are moving forward with nuclear plant closures. And few progressives are mainstream. They have a lot of green space. The thing is, like, eco-socialists have a lot of sway on the West Coast. They have a lot of sway on like the West Coast liberalism compared to East Coast liberalism, where they're more open to like using like nuclear energy, more open to like locking doing like having actual solutions for the homeless problem rather than just like, oh, we just give it to like homeless advocates, have to take care of the problem. Yeah. And few progressive mainstream journalists have properly reported on progressive policies because they're biased, enabling substance and hard drug use, including those provision of free housing equipment, and the elimination of tough love, care, and state policies, including bans of public camping, contributed to the spread of open drug scenes in major American cities, not just ones on the left coast. But a growing number of more moderate liberals in the United States and around the world are waking up to the trouble with progressive policies on the environment and crime and responding appropriately. And I would count Joe Rogan as a moderate liberal himself. He's basically like a libertarian type of dude, but now he's part of the right wing. Basically, expanding the right wing while cutting off the left wing. I mean, it's so counterproductive. Senator Joe Manchin recently killed President Joe Biden's Build Back Better omnibus legislation, in part because it doubled down on unreliable renewables and undetermined reliable sources of energy. While France, Japan, progressives are screaming about Manchin and screaming about this right now. While France, Japan, Britain, and the Netherlands have all announced a return to nuclear power. And a growing number of moderate liberals and Democrats, including New York Mayor Eric Adams and San Francisco Mayor London Breed, I think she's still progressive, is pushing back against the dogmatically woke policies on drugs, crime, and homelessness. And so, yeah, moderate liberals are pushing back on the woke or far left. But the thing is, like, the far right, the conservative media and, like, right-wing biased YouTubers not going to mention that. As policymakers change course, the news media changes their tune. The Washington Post published today an article pointing out that the vitriol progressive Democrats directed to Joe Manchin, Senator Manchin, and he proposed Build Back Better is a self-destructive. It has become the consensus view of mainstream energy and environmental reporters that Germany's closure of nuclear plants, particularly during U.S. electricity shortages, is irrational. In Washington Post columns, I gotta wipe my nose. Megan McArdle yesterday argued that progressives, more than others, should care about reducing crime, since so much of their agenda depends on safety. See, the thing is, like, most of these progressives, they're very sheltered. I say that the typical one, they typically go up in like sheltered suburban environments and don't really get like, they didn't really grow around like lower class urban people like I did. I grew up in the suburbs, but I grew up around the hood. So I know what people think in the hood. People progress, your average like defund the police, like all that stuff. They don't really, a lot of them, like, they come from different areas of the country and they move over here and they have no clue how to deal with like human nature and stuff and like why criminals do what they do. the thing is, if you get rid of the deterrent for not doing crime, like the criminals are going to do it anyway because they ignore the laws. They think they're above the law. That's what most progressives don't get, like because they have a system, they have a bias against the system. I mean, they think the problem is like the system. Well, the problem is the system instead of the person. When the thing is like they don't get like the reason why people don't commit crimes because there's a deterrent of jail to not commit a crime. But now, but since like progressive DAs assaulting crime, now you see like shoplifting all over the place in California cities because like basically you gotta get around like $900 of items, and under that, and basically a misdemeanor, like a slap on the wrist. And criminals know that, and they take advantage of it. Environment progress and our happy pursuit policy shifts public debates. And as you see, like the reason why gas prices are so expensive on the West Coast compared to the East Coast is because we have more regulations due to our environmental lobby. Yeah, we have a stronger environmental lobby out here in the West Coast than they do in Texas and like Florida and Pennsylvania. And the reason why like there's not more regulations in Pennsylvania because of moderate Democrats, not the right, but yeah. But yeah, let's go to another article from Michael Shellenberger's. From finally, Bloomberg admits renewables mania caused energy shortages. And he's one of the biggest donors of the Democrat Party, Michael Bloomberg, and there's nothing communist about this guy. This guy is a global capitalist. He's a technocrat global capitalist. That's exactly who he is. He's a technocrat global capitalist. He's way more to the right wing on any other issue other than like some social issues. He's basically a fiscal conservative social liberal. That's our elite, and he's one of the main elites in the American society who pushes like his agenda through the media. Bloomberg. I mean, he has his own media. Bloomberg. I mean, come on. He ran for president, and he pretty much like spent billions of dollars just to win Hawaii. So he's very unlikable by mainstream America. And as you see, read here, between 2017 and 2021, he researched and published dozens of articles, testified to Congress, and wrote a book, Apocalypse Never, recommend that book, arguing that weather-dependent renewables were making electricity increasingly unreliable and expensive, making the United States, Europe, and Asia dangerously dependent on natural gas. In response, there was an organized and somewhat successful effort by progressive climate renewable activists to cut off our funding, censor us on Facebook, and prevent me. As you see, even the moderates get censored by these censors on social media. So it's not just big tech cutting out the extreme conservative views. They cut out views that are against like the establishment. And as you see, one of the biggest boosters of natural gas was Michael Bloomberg. He's directly invested in natural gas and renewables. His public article conceded to stand on every single point we made in the years. And this guy, as you see, he's extremely out of touch considering he ran for president and only won Hawaii. The article concludes that this crisis was years in the making because Europe was shutting down coal-fired electricity plants and making this reliance on renewables. And as it turns out, by evidence, renewables don't work. And as you see, Bloomberg still pulls his punches, misdescribes the situation in some ways. The article, like many of Bloomberg articles, mislabels deployment of renewables as an energy transition, similar to past transitions from wood to coal to natural gas, fentanyl to poor physical energy. Yeah, it makes things more expensive. When security is supplied, not the menu of EU policy, nor reality, IR is warned the crisis. And as you see, there's like a lot of rolling blackouts in California because of folks like Bloomberg and these progressive environmental activists. And let's go to like their electricity emissions. As you see, like they have to move back to coal because they cut down their nuclear energy. And coal is a lot dirtier than nuclear. So, I mean, this whole progressive movement against like nuclear energy and gas is just counterproductive. because the replacement energy for nuclear is gas, or in the replacement for gas is coal, and like coal is a lot worse environment than gas. So yeah, it's very contradictory. And as you see, like it's true, like American natural gas from fracking. But the thing is, a lot of progressives against fracking because it messes with the environment. But knows Bloomberg, the relief provided by American liquefied gas is temporary at best. Storage sites are only 50% full, more than 15 percentage points below the 10-year average. And as you see, Barnum Creek for Western exports. Basically, we're basically screwed for energy. And then you got the whole deal with Russia putting its troops on the Ukrainian border, and we got a border crisis. And then you see like New England has a grave risk of energy shortages for the same reason Europe. And now, I mean, basically, it's telling us it's time for the American people and the representatives to fully wake up to the reality that modern societies cannot rely on unreliable renewables. It also helps with renewable energy and its dogmatic supporters, including Zuckerberg, and Rep. Sean Casten and Rep. Jared Huffman, who makes money on renewables, will stop trying to censor and otherwise shut down the people raising alarms about the coming crisis in the first place. And that's a great piece, which basically exposes like Facebook and Bloomberg's role in censoring dissenters from their narrative, as you see from the whole COVID thing last year, COVID scandal. I mean, yeah, the whole COVID. I mean, basically, like anybody that called out the vaccine, I mean, said anything contradictory to mainstream media, like mask up and get vaccinated. Basically, anybody that was against that narrative got censored the platform on Facebook. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like Malone McCullough. But that's going to be another video. I probably lost some man right there, but yeah, give me a like if you feel this video. Please check out Michael Shellenberger's Substack, by the way. His Substack is Michael Shellenberger. Let me go here. I'll show you guys here. So yeah, michaelshellenberger.substack.com. Really recommend this site for guys who are into who wants to see the moderate view against pushing back against the woke left. So yeah, check out his website, Michael Shellenberger's website. Give me a like if you feel this video. Dislike or don't feel this video.